Well, good evening, everyone. Not going to keep you waiting much longer. Kind of short night tonight. Not a whole lot to talk about. We're almost ready for the weekend. Some of you getting ready to go on fall break next week. I want to bring up the Gulf. You get down there along the northern Gulf all the way down into Florida. The east side of Florida is going to be rough into the weekend with heavy rainfall. They've got flash flood watches there. And the chop down there in the Gulf is pretty rough. If you're planning some offshore fishing, it looks like my buddy David Paul down in Dothan said we picked the right weekend to head down there because they're talking about 4 to 5 foot seas down there. And this is all because of an upper level disturbance. It's kind of riding an old boundary. And eventually it's going to bring us some rain here next week, at least a better chance. That deeper tropical moisture starting to move north next week after some really refreshing weather out there tonight and then again tomorrow night. Again, another thing you want to be aware of and talk to your kids. Maybe your kids are going down there for fall break. Be aware of the red flags down there. They may actually see double red flags as far as the rip currents are concerned. So again, that's anywhere along the northern Gulf all the way into the panhandle of Florida. Issues there with rough surf conditions. So let's get into your forecast, talk about what's going to happen around here. And it's a quiet night, a little hazy out there. It's 66 degrees in Athens. That's pretty nice. Last night, we were still in the low 70s. So we've got that drier air, slightly cooler air. It all moved in from Georgia earlier today. And we have that secondary push of really low humidity on the way in tonight. Parkway in Huntsville, it's 70 degrees there. And overall, looking good. Satellite and radar kind of shows that boundary down there out in the Gulf. Notice from New Orleans, that area, it's been raining all day just offshore in some of those parishes. So, man, whoever picked the Thursday to go fishing off the parishes there as you get out of the mouth of the Mississippi there, I think that's Venice down in that area. But no, it's been a soaker down there. Again, seas are going to be rough all across the Gulf. The Hurricane Center's monitoring it. They say 10% chance. I don't see much of any chance of anything tropical developing. But regardless, there's going to be a lot of rain down in Florida. Water vapor satellite starting to pick up that circulation a little bit. We'll see it a little bit better over the coming days as it gets a little bit better organized. And that orange color here, that's some really dry air. So we've got that in North Florida and Georgia and here in Alabama, at least for now. But that's all going to surge north next week. Weekend forecast, 83 degrees Saturday, 84 Sunday. Both days are going to be completely different weather-wise. Really refreshing out there Saturday morning and Saturday evening, but that tropical moisture starts coming back through the day Sunday. I think the winds are going to pick up, may get some wind gusts around 15 to 20 miles an hour Sunday as that transition takes place. So just be aware of that. We'll need a cool breeze out there Sunday because it's going to be muggy. It's going to feel close to 90 degrees. And here's that early next week pattern, really from southeast Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, into Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, and all of Florida. Tropical conditions there. The precipitable water, we call it, the moisture content in the air, it's going to be increasing area wide. So for tonight, 57, mostly clear, east wind at 5, dry weather. Going to take a quick break here, 1 minute, and we'll talk about your 10-day forecast. We're going to talk about Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, and a secondary cold front coming up. All right, let's talk about tomorrow and your weekend. 82 tomorrow, mostly sunny, warm and dry. Sunrise will be, in fact, let me go backwards here. We'll find sunrise. I don't want to just guess on that one. Sunset tomorrow 6:29. Sunrise 6:43. So the sun keeps rising later and setting earlier. So in total, we're losing about 2 minutes of daylight a day. And I mentioned it the entire month from yesterday all the way through the end of the month, Halloween, we will lose a total of 1 hour of daylight. And then 2 days after that, we're going to lose, at least the sun's going to set an hour earlier. We won't lose another hour of daylight, if that's what you're wondering, because the sun will rise an hour earlier. I've had a great day, Ian. I appreciate it. And tomorrow is Friday. Friday's always a good day. Let's fast forward to next week. I know we've got a chance of rain in the forecast for Monday, but I really am leaning more towards Tuesday, Wednesday for better timing on that. And it's all because another front's coming in. This isn't the cold front we're looking for that's going to change everything forever, or at least for the rest of the season. But that may be coming in around the 17th or 18th of this month. And I posted that graphic on social media the other day, and surprisingly, the average first big cold front in October is around the 15th and 16th, and the model guidance are kind of coming in line with that right now too. So maybe AI is caught on to something too. I haven't looked at the Google DeepMind for that yet or not, but I tell you, that model's been doing pretty well with the tropics anyway. So here's Wednesday morning. You definitely see a change in the weather pattern. A lot of tropical moisture in place. We're going to start the morning close to 70 degrees. It'll probably be cloudy, heavy rainfall, may move in later in the day with scattered showers and thunderstorms. Nothing severe to worry about the way it looks now as the front moves in Wednesday night into Thursday morning. And behind the front, we're going to cool off to near normal. We'll call it 79 Thursday, 76 next Friday, and upper 70s next weekend. So kind of a fall the way it should be. I hate to say fall-like when it is fall, but because that's kind of what fall is a combination of highs and lows, right? So that next cool down's coming next weekend, and I think the following weekend we're going to have another front come through. So we're basically going to get to the point where every 5-6 days we have a cold front moving in. Each one progressively gets colder, and then it gets more active in November, so probably every 3 or 4 days we get cold fronts. That's why it's our severe weather season, secondary severe weather season, November into December. And with it being a La Nina year, it's probably going to be a severe weather season from November all the way through May. So again, we'll have breaks, but it's not going to be all severe weather all the time. But something to think about. Again, have a great weekend. If you're headed, once again, I want to reiterate it. If you're headed down to the Alabama beaches or the Panhandle of Florida this weekend, or your students are headed down there for fall break, there's going to be days where you may have red flags or double red flags for rip currents. Make sure you talk with them about that. Get more information on not going into the water, but if you are in the water and you're in a rip current, on how to get out. So again, that's my only tip for you. Hope you all have a great weekend. And again, it's almost a weekend, right? It's Friday Eve. I got to do some radio and get ready for our 10 o'clock newscast. I'll see you later.